Hey everybody, this is Ryan from LostReviews.com and this is Blu Monday. This week on Blu Monday we have Four Lions from Chris Morris, the same guy that did In the Loop. So if you enjoy that British humor that he has, you will definitely love this. This time he's taken a crack at Muslim suicide bombers. It is a very, very dark comedy, but it had me cracking up at every moment. There's really nothing I don't like about this movie. It's so dark and over the top. Each one of these guys is not even smart enough to tie their shoes, let alone blow up something, which the things that they want to blow up are one of the highlights of the film as well. In parts you see them running races, wearing costume character outfits with bombs strapped to them. It's the lines, the attitude, everything of Four Lions that really brings out the comedy. It's the type of comedy that I enjoy most of all, in that dark, kind of serious tone comedy that has, you know, a real message behind it, but still takes a crack at stuff that is very serious. The Blu-ray looks and sounds fantastic. I think we're getting to the point now in Blu-ray where it's around the medium time where everything's going to look good and sound good. So we should just really expect that of every Blu-ray. Now, Four Lions is an indie film, and usually in indie films I give them a pass on the special features. But they do things in here that I think all indie films should do. Bring a camera with you. Document the film yourself. They have these home movies which are more intimate than a lot of the Hollywood documentaries that they do on set. You get to hear from the cast and crew just playing around on set. You get to hear how they made the film. One thing that I would have liked to have seen is how Alamo Drafthouse came into play. I know this film played at South by, and I'm sure that's part of the story, but I would have loved to hear how the film finally came out, found Magnolia, and was able to be seen by everyone and finally released on Blu-ray. Other than the kind of documentary style footage of behind the scenes, we have a whole bunch of deleted scenes. There is interviews from one of the festivals that Four Lions played at with all the cast and crew, the director, everything. I'm so surprised of how packed this Blu-ray is and how great it is that I can't give it anything else but a buy it. I also enjoy the cover where they took quotes from pretty much every review out there, then just quoted funny, and it covers the entire top of the Blu-ray. Awesome Blu-ray, great film, and I suggest you go out and buy it. Alright, so next up on Blu Monday we have Love and Other Drugs. This film stars Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it is another one of my favorite kind of comedy, pseudo-comedies of the year. I actually think it's a lot more heartfelt than people think. It's not just a rom-com, though it does receive a lot of criticism for being two separate films, which I can see how that comes into fruition. I was just more disappointed with the ending that has a Jerry Maguire type feel, but the overall film, I can totally forgive it for that because of how heartfelt it is. The chemistry between Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway is astounding. And there's special features in here where they both talk about how they came up with the characters. And it's one of the most intimate special features that I've ever seen with Jake Gyllenhaal, because he talks about how much in common he shared with the character and actually how it kind of opened his eyes to the real person that he is. This kind of debonair, smooth guy that really doesn't have a care in the world right now. Other than the interviews with them, there's an interview with the director, the cast, the crew, all that. Jake and Anne go through their characters more in depth. There's deleted scenes. There also is what I found most interesting, interviews with the actual guy that the movie is based off of, the Viagra salesman, and how he helped the film be honest and true to life to what it's like to be a pharmaceutical rep. The film itself looks beautiful on Blu-ray. Like I said with Four Lions, we're reaching the time where all these films are going to look awesome. They're going to sound awesome. And though this film was criticized heavily, I really enjoyed it. And I was totally excited for its release on Blu-ray, so I am giving Love and Other Drugs a buy it. So last up on Blu-ray, we have Danny Boyle's 127 Hours. One of my favorite films from last year is finally out on Blu-ray, and I was so disappointed last week of how it did at this year's Oscars. James Franco deserved a lot more recognition than he got for this film, and it comes even more, become even more aware of this through this Blu-ray. There is a fantastic documentary special feature of how they made this film and the stuff that James went through. They remade that canyon and forced cameras in there, creating even more of the sense of closure so James could feel what Aaron felt in that canyon. They had the special cameras that they used in Slumdog Millionaire, the smaller cameras so they could fit in there. There were no pull-away walls to get those special shots. Some of the stuff, they just left James in there with that handy cam that Aaron had and just let him do the scene. None of them could hear it. No one saw what was going on, and they would just come in and Danny Boyle would review what James had shot. Another thing that makes 127 Hours so special is the music. Danny Boyle created something he knew he had to have high-paced music, high action shots, a lot of cutting to different angles because it was just James Franco in a canyon. His co-partner in this movie is a rock. There's not much going on in this film, but it feels like the action-packed, awesome movie that you want it to be. It is so powerful, and I never thought that I would have more feeling for this movie as I did when I saw it in the theaters, but now on Blu-ray I do, because there's even a more amazing story behind what happened to Aaron, not just what happened to him in that canyon, but the fact of the people that were searching for him, and how if that didn't coordinate correctly, he would have died because they were searching for him, and that helicopter wouldn't have been there if his parents hadn't have coordinated this search and rescue mission to find him. So it all happened right at the right moment to save Aaron's life, making even a more spectacular story. There's amazing deleted scenes in here, which I enjoyed all of them because I just want more of this film. There is an extended alternate ending. I prefer the way they went in the film, but it's interesting to go back and see because it goes into Aaron's hospital time, and you get to see his mother reading letters that people wrote to kind of inspire Aaron and how his story touched their hearts. There's also, and the thing that completely and totally confuses me, I love it when they throw these kind of special features on a Blu-ray, but there's a short film on here called God of Love. It's a really good short film, but I don't understand its relation to 127 Hours. Anybody out there that knows, comment below and definitely let me know why it is on there. Other than that, this movie is amazing. It has everything you could want out of a Blu-ray. Commentary by Danny Boyle. Definitely pick this up. This is a total buy it Blu Monday, and check out 127 Hours if you haven't already. It is worth the watch, and you will feel inspired by the story that is 127 Hours. That is it for Blu Monday, and next week we will be at South by Southwest, so I will have some picks for you down there.